Good morning, Comms Club. Welcome to day 9. Now, today I need to tell you about a magical triangle of communication because sometimes we concentrate so much on the words we are saying that we forget that we are communicating with our face and our body. And when we communicate and we're having an important conversation, or the person that we're communicating with really matters to us, then we want our communication to connect us to them. We want our messages to land. We want to be heard and understood by that person. And we want them to feel that they are valued and are important to us during that communication. And therefore, I need you to watch out, because your face or your body might be undoing the goodness that is coming from the words that you've chosen to say. Now, there is this beautiful little triangle that I often talk about to my clients, and it's a triangle that exists that creates trust and belief that what you are saying is true and is wholeheartedly felt by you. Now, to create trust and belief in what you are saying, there are 3 things that need to align: your words, your face, and your body language. So those 3 things, the words you say, your facial expressions, your body language, when all of those 3 things are aligned, you create trust, you create belief. When any one of them is out of kilter with the other 2, you risk not landing your message authentically. So we've talked in many of the other videos about the words you choose to say. And we've talked about not only what you say, but how you say it with the tone of your voice. So if we just move on to think about your face. Now, we can all probably remember conversations or know people for whom at a glance, you can tell exactly how they're feeling, exactly what their reaction is to something, and they have not had to say a word because their facial expressions tell you everything that you need to know about how they feel. So facial expressions normally happen as a combination of micro expressions. So sometimes it can just be one single raised eyebrow. Sometimes it can just be the jutting out of the chin. Sometimes it can be exactly that, a little tilt of the head. And if you combine the eyebrow lift, the chin out, and the tilt of the head, you can create a whole message that you are communicating, which has got nothing to do with the beautiful cooperative words that you are sharing. And I know with my kids, I remember the first time Ethan drank lemonade. He was desperate to try lemonade, and so he had some lemonade as a young child, and I think he built this up in his mind. And so when I said to him, "What do you think?" All the words were right. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's good. His face was telling me something different. And those people who walk into the office and you say, "Hi, how are you?" "Yeah, I'm all right." And you feel like saying, "Well, you want to tell your face," because quite frankly, it's not saying the same thing to me as the words that are coming out of your mouth. So your facial expressions are powerful, and you can use them to your advantage. I have a special mum face, which I can use from across a crowded room, and it will silence my children without me having to exchange a single word. It's a combination of facial expressions. I shan't demonstrate it for you now, but it has that look that says, "Stop that, and we will talk about this later." So just with a collection of micro expressions on our face. So if you want to convey a message, be aware of what your face is saying while you are speaking. And I always, if people struggle with this and they will describe themselves as having a resting bitch face or something, I will say to them, when you're in a group and someone takes a photo and you're all together and you all pause and you're all chattering, and then suddenly it drops silent because you've got your selfie face on and you're in the moment, you kind of freeze frame your face because that's the one you want to be captured in that photo. And you all know how annoying it is when somebody's putting a stupid face or they've got their eyes closed because they weren't ready for that moment, that photo moment. Well, communication can be a little bit like that. If you want your communication to land, get face ready. And if you want to show someone that you're open to listening to what they say and you are responsive and you're not judging, you're not giving away any telltale signs with your face, then use your freeze frame face and just prevent facial expressions or a collection of little micro expressions from glancing across your face until the person has finished speaking. So there's the words, there's your facial expressions, and the other point on that triangle is your body language. So 63% of everything that we communicate is in the non-verbal clues, and some of them come from our body language. So there's so many things that we could talk about. You can go and investigate it if it's an area of interest to you. But for the sake of today's top tips, I would give you these couple of real headlines. The first one would be, think about your stance. If you are not comfortable in the situation, the chances are you will stand with your legs crossed and you'll probably have one foot tucked in front of the other. Therefore, you'll automatically be stood on the wonk. It's almost as like if you've got a baby on your hip. Or you won't be comfortable like that, so you'll keep changing position. And then maybe you'll have all your weight on one leg and then it will shift. Or maybe you're a fidgeter, you're sort of doing a little rock while you're walking, or while you're standing still. It looks like you're about to walk off somewhere. Your stance tells somebody instantly whether you are comfortable in that situation. So if you want to create the impression that you are comfortable and open to the conversation, then just place your feet hip width apart and just stand still. The less you distract someone with your body language, the more they are able to listen to your words and watch your face. So your stance is important. Your hands are really important. I'm cold a lot of the time. I am part lizard, I'm sure. So my natural stance, if we were just chatting, would be to have my arms folded, because it's the warmest way in which I can stand if we're chatting, to keep my hands warm. But actually, crossed arms can be quite defensive, quite closed. So I have to physically remind myself to open up my hands from away from my chest. I just tend to tuck my fingers in the top of my pockets so that I'm nice and relaxed. I haven't got them hunched in my pockets, but they're just relaxed, which stops me from instinctively doing this, which can be a sign that you are not engaged, not enjoying the conversation. And and then the other thing to think about is your frame, the direction that you're facing. So if somebody is talking to you and you aren't engaged with them, you don't really want this conversation, the chances are you might not even notice, but you'll start to just turn away. Or your frame, if you're in confrontation, quite often your frame can shrink a little bit and you're trying to almost disappear. If you want to be able to create the most positive physical presence in a conversation, place your feet hip width apart and stand still. Take your hands away from being in front of your body, and just leave the top half of your body open, and then just relax your shoulders. Take up some space, because it says to somebody, I'm confident to be here chatting to you. I'm not suggesting we have got hands on our hips and we're puffed out like alpha males. What I'm suggesting is that your shoulders are relaxed back and down, which opens up your chest so you've got plenty of oxygen to speak. But it also says, I'm comfortable in this space, I'm engaged, and you have thought about your facial expressions so that they are not working against the words that you are saying. So my top tip today is remembering that the triangle of truth exists between your words, your facial expressions, and your body language. Bear in mind those three things, and what you are saying stands a so much greater chance of being heard, understood, trusted, and believed if those three things are in alignment. So watch your face. Enjoy your conversations today. I'll see you back here for day 10 tomorrow. Okay, ciao for now.